Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wild. Today we are talking about Field Agent Gig Review. So one of the things I constantly preach on this channel is to diversify your gig portfolio and not to be too dependent on any one app for your sources of income. And one of the gig apps that I tried out recently was Field Agent. With that said, I actually want to talk to you guys about Field Agent as a gig app, the types of jobs you should expect from Field Agent, the realistic income expectations from Field Agent, and whether or not it's worth it for you to give a shot. So with that said, let's start with a disclaimer. The content of this video does not contain, is never intended to be, legal, business, financial, tax, or health advice of any kind. This video is for entertainment purposes only. It is advised that you conduct your own research and consult with qualified professionals before applying anything you find online. I also want to be clear that this is going to be based on my own personal experience and on who I am as a person. And what works for me as a person may not work for you. Take everything I say with a grain of salt. So let's get started. Types of jobs. Field Agent actually has a fair amount of options as far as the types of jobs you can actually receive, but overall it's a mystery shopping / auditing app. It also has to do with item searches, but personally I'm not a fan of those. The jobs that are included on the Field Agent app is Agent 101, this is basically the tutorial. You set up your profile, etc., etc. Buy and try. You're going to be paid to try a certain product and write a review on it. Ratings and reviews, which is similar, but it's more along the lines of online than offline. Scavenger hunt, which is I Spy, and honestly, I am not a fan of that at all, and I'll get into that later. Audits and real estate audits, which is basically you take photos of a certain section in a store, or you just walk through the entirety of the store depending on what they need you to do. And mystery shops, where you actually interact with a person, talk to them about certain things, and you kind of test them. And you have to write a review based on their performance. There are other jobs, but those are ticket jobs and they're not paid, so I'm not really going to be including those in this. Income expectations. Honestly, I felt a little misled by people saying, oh, you can make $100 a day using Field Agent. No, it's really, you can't make that. Honestly, it's an unrealistic expectation. I wasn't expecting that much from a mystery shopping app, but man, this wasn't even close. Out of all of the jobs I took on this app, they were easy to do. They were easy to complete, but I didn't like the idea that I was led on to believe that the income that you receive from this app can be consistent. It may be different in other markets like New York and California, but it certainly wasn't like that down here in South Florida. Although I will say this does have a certain amount of potential for being combined with other side hustles, but we'll go into that a little later. As a standalone app, I took 3 jobs. 2 of them were $5 each. 1 of them was $8. And according to a lot of different websites, jobs can range from $3 to $15 in cash value. And the payouts can be cashed out that day, which is kind of cool. However, gigs don't always pay in cash. Some of them pay in the product, where basically you get the product for free and they reimburse all of your receipts and all that, or they pay in tickets, which I think is ridiculous because why would I need a ticket to earn a prize when I can earn actual money? Come on. Stop trying to gamify gigs. My experience. Like I said, I've done 3 jobs on this app. 2 audits and 1 mystery shop. The audits were super simple. Take pictures, answer questions as instructed. Every question was super easy to answer. Every picture was easy to take. It honestly was not a big deal. The mystery shop was a little hard because you had to memorize specific lines. I had to pretend that I was there to do something that I don't really have any intention to do. Honestly, I feel really dirty doing mystery shops, and I probably wouldn't be doing those again. I've been on both sides of mystery shops, being the one being shopped and doing the shopping. Now that I've done this, I feel really bad giving somebody a bad review because I know that they're asking me questions on stupid little things that in my mind don't even matter. So personally, I'm probably just gonna stick with audits on this app. Pro tips. So if you're gonna do this app, there are a few pro tips I want to throw your way. Don't go out of your way for I Spy. The app even tells you not to go on special trips to do I Spy specifically. And honestly, I don't blame. In most cases, the items that you're supposed to be looking for are not even there, and there is no partial pay for I Spy. So it's not like you get there and say, oh, they don't have it. No, that doesn't happen. Not to mention, for I Spy, the UPC has to match exactly what's out there. Out of all jobs, this one's kind of the worst in my opinion. This job teases you with decent payouts and promising opportunities, only to result in disappointment at the end of the day. Emotionally detached. So again, if you're gonna do this, you can't be emotionally attached to the jobs you're doing, especially for mystery shops. If you're doing a mystery shop, you have to be detached from the person you are shopping. You can't have empathy on the subject. You gotta just do the job. If you're gonna review people, you have to get over the idea that the person in front of you is going to get scolded for getting a bad review, especially if they earned it. That's hard for me because I've been the guy being scolded for, in my mind, was probably one of the stupidest things to get scolded for. Why weren't you wearing a lanyard? You're supposed to promote a product during your interaction with a customer. You're supposed to smile more. Shut the hell up. That's one of the main things I wanted to get into the gig economy to begin with, because that stuff is stupid to me. Understand you are doing this for the same reason they're doing their job. The pay. You just fill out the review, answer the questions that are on the app, and pray that his or her boss is not an absolute waffle. Who am I kidding? Of course they're going to be. It's retail. Combined with other side hustles. This app, by no means, is a primary app. This isn't like DoorDash for food delivery. This isn't like Uber for rideshare. It's not Instacart for grocery delivery. Mystery shopping as an industry, definitely a side hustle. You can't make a full-time income on that. However, like I said, it does combine well if you're waiting in a parking lot for an order. Why sit in your car idly when you can keep yourself busy and do an audit if it's available near your area? Like I said, I wouldn't go too far out of my way for it, but it's nice to know it's an option. Now, one thing I would say is you can't flip the items you buy and try. That was one of the things I was thinking. If I do a buy and try, can I flip them after? A lot of times the items you're buying are consumables. It's very hard to explain why the kitty litter you sold is partially open and used. Study retail jargon. In the app, they use a lot of jargon that is very niche to the retail industry. End cap display, sidekick display, pallet display, freestanding display, shelf tag, facing. All of those terms are important to understand and what is being asked to do and how to perform each job. Now, you don't need to be an expert or anything, but have an understanding enough so you can complete the task that is expected of you. The app has a few lessons there that don't take long to learn. Just do a quick run through before you start on them. So do I think it is worth it or worthless? You know, honestly, I don't think it's a bad app. I think it is definitely something to have available in your gig portfolio. However, it's not something to prioritize highly. In my gig portfolio, it's kind of the same area as Shipt or Instacart. If I'm not accepting orders on DoorDash, Uber Eats, or Grubhub, I could do something within that app. Some jobs are absolutely worth it, especially audits are really easy to do and pay pretty well. But there are also other jobs that I would be like, nah, this is... Don't do that again. I would say I Spy isn't really worth going out of your way for at all. And mystery shops, you gotta have that stone cold mentality to where you just got to do the job and that's it. But let me ask you something. Did I miss anything? Have you tried Field Agent before, and is there something about it that I did not mention in this video? Let me know in the comments. Let's make sure that everybody has a full understanding of how the Field Agent app works and you guys can make the most money in the gig economy as possible. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace!